Nakarkos' long-lost cousin is going to be the main topic of today's video. IGN released some brand new Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay yesterday under their IGN First program, which is focusing on Monster Hunter Wilds this month. That footage is going to include a brand new interview with the developers where they talk about the new locale Oilwell Basin, as well as the Black Flame itself. And also, we get a full-on hunt of the Black Flame. For that one, I'm going to be using the Japanese footage because it appears to be a little bit shorter, and I kind of feel like this video is already going to be way longer than I intended it to, and then I will watch the other version of that gameplay footage to see if there's something there that I might have missed, and if that is the case, then I will add that at the end of the video. But for now, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? There's going to be links to these videos in the description of this video down below. If you guys want to check them out without me blabbering on top of it, that is where you can go. But let's go ahead and see what's going on. Monster Hunter Wilds interview, explore the Oilwell Basin. We really wanted to make it a vertically connected place. Oh, that's good. I like verticality. We had all these horizontally broad places, and so we thought we'd make this one a vertically structured stage. When we were creating the art for the area, we were conscious about how it will look different as you travel between the bottom, middle, and top strata, where villages are located and how things change as you go further down. Oh, look at him. There he was. There he was. I'm sorry. It's just, I feel like this is the first time that we get like a proper, at least it's the first time that I'm seeing a proper full shot of the Black Flame, which I believe they also revealed the name of the monster in this footage. I thought he was way bigger. I feel like in that first trailer where you see him, it feels like he is way bigger, and here he looks way smaller. Kind of feel like saying Nakarkos feels like a gross exaggeration, because Nakarkos is huge. This thing is kind of tiny compared to Nakarkos, really. Where villages are located and how things change as you go further down. The deeper you go, the more magma-filled and hot it gets. Go higher up and you'll find oil-like swamps. While sunlight reaches the top, it's still a marshy area. Good old Rompompolo. Wait, what was that? There's a bit of a grade. Yeah, he's talking about like a degradé between the colors. So magma at the bottom, oil stuff at the top, and I guess villages somewhere in between, or maybe villages are at the very top. Once you enter around the center or bottom strata, it looks more like an underwater volcano ecosystem. In World, we created the Coral Highlands using the idea of what it would look like if aquatic creatures lived on the surface. And the Coral Highlands is an absolutely gorgeous location. And this location also looks really good so far. Ooh, that's a gun lance. I didn't really get the look, because the thing is about reacting to these videos, I'm constantly looking at the translations. Oh my god! I was just looking at the text. Oh man, that's a gorgeous looking gun lance. That's looking like it'll be wide shelling, only 2 shells. Damn, that's a gorgeous looking gun lance. Look at the revolver barrel on it. I love it. And I love the simple format of the shield too. It's big, but it looks sturdy. I don't like it when you have like flimsy shields and gun lances, kind of like the Safi Jiva gun lances. I actually didn't like the way that shield looked because it was super flimsy, super tiny. I don't know. This looks like a solid chunk of metal, and I like that. Our artists drew on that knowledge to come up with ideas for the creatures. Gravios? Yeah, Gravios. And visuals at the bottom of the Oilwell Basin. Its colors change a lot during plenty. Yeah, look at all the bioluminescence. I mean, I don't know if that's bioluminescence or what it is, but I like all of that bright blues in the water. It takes on more of a deep sea or ocean color.
海のようなこう色味を出していくような水蒸気でこうむしろ
We thought that if we could depict a humid and steam-filled
湿度を感じ
place,
るような描き方もできればこう海底のような雰囲気も出せる
that we could
のかな
also
とか
give it a
いうのも
seabed-like
アートの中
feeling.
で少しそう
So
い
our
う
artists came up with a lot of ideas for these deep-sea-inspired
ビ
visuals.
ジュアルもアイデアとしてはたくさん出してもらってなので結構環境生物も
Is this new music that we haven't heard yet? I don't remember hearing this music during the beta or anything like that.
よく見るとそういうものが、そういったなんか海辺に生きてそうな
Find ones you'd expect to find at the bottom of the sea. Oh, look at that little dude. While it may look lifeless when covered in oil silt, it's actually... Oh, look, there it is. He's fighting with a Rurikhan. He looks even smaller now because a Rurikhan doesn't seem that big either. It's actually full of creatures similar to shrimp and crabs. Crabby boys. There's also a small salamander-like monster called a Gelidron that preys on those. Oh man, the tentacles do remind me a lot of Nakarkos, though I will say that. The way that they just like wiggles things. It's also yeah, we talked about that one already. And those two can be prey for other monsters or meat for hunters. It looks like our boy here will have different phases where he'll be covered in gold as well. You may find it to be a bit of a unique ecosystem in this way. Damn, he looks so cool. Look at him inflaming itself. And well done, Hunter. Let me see the damage on that. Okay, so it's going to be multiple ticks. Always wanted to add a tentacled creature at some point. Our technical tests came back well, so we added one. Since it's such an impactful monster, we thought about taking a normally aquatic creature that's weak to fire. Look at him yeeting AoE. And turning that upside down in order to give it an even more striking look. Yeah, he looks amazing. Oh, did you see him pour the oil? Like, look at the detail on that. He actually like pours oil into its mouth. And then he shoots it out. It's weird. I will say, I kind of wish they would have kept this one way more mysterious rather than revealed the gameplay at this point, but, you know, it is what it is. That's why I thought it'd be cool to make it a flame-covered monster. So we put Nu Udra. That's his name. Nu Udra. It almost sounds like Nu Udra if you read it in English, but this is, you know, supposed to be more of a Japanese name. Nu Udra. What's the meaning behind that? Same time, it does also remind one of the ocean in some ways. Of course it does. That's why we thought it would feel right in a lot of ways at the top of the ecosystem here. Love the way it moves. We wanted its silhouette to feel a bit demonic as well. That's why we gave it horn-like elements and made it hard to tell where its face is. We designed it while coming up with a lot of ideas about its silhouette as well. Even the music includes phrases and traditional instruments reminiscent of black magic. I think it ended up being a unique and a good piece of music. We wanted it to be a monster that seemed to consciously use each of its tentacles. Thought about how we could have it act even without facing a hunter. We got zapped. If it had to face you, I guess it just starts spinning in circles. That's why we're conscious of letting it approach you without having to turn towards you. As far as its attack goes, since it has all these tentacles capable of attacking, We wanted it to use those to launch a barrage of attacks on its target. It is able to combine both focused and area of effect attacks. Our desire was for it to have a unique tempo as a large monster still capable of a flurry of attacks. That also made it hard to figure out who it is targeting, which is a good thing, or the location of its head. We wanted it to be clear when or who it's attacking from its tentacles alone. So we came up with ideas about having a sensory organ that pokes out. The goal is for it to be clear who it's attacking from its tentacles alone during a chain of attacks. It has a sensory organ, what I guess you'd call it the palm of its hand, that emits light to tell you who it is attacking. Like those little blue lights that come on the tip of the tentacles, I guess. We had that after discussing it with our artists and... Sorry. We added that after discussing with our artists and director Tokura. But since this is a sensory organ, that's also why it is able to find targets and attack. It's the reason it doesn't rely on vision, which is why flash bombs don't work on it. Okay, so you can't flash it. The creepiness and uniqueness of it being able to use multiple limbs at once. Look at the detail on that thing there as he is moving. Goes right in through the hole, which is something that octopus do. They can get through very tight spaces because they don't really have like a bone structure. They might have some cartilage, I think, but they're mostly just like squish them. And this is something that the Capcom team is really able to do well, which is to represent monsters in a believable way. Yeah. The creepiness and uniqueness of it being able to use multiple limbs at once. Also enables its own kind of game design. There's always a concern of overusing monsters like this, which is why we want to add them at just the right time. It's different from Yamatsukami and Nakarkos, which use tentacles in a limited way. I thought the usage of limbs by Nakarkos is actually friggin' awesome. I don't know about you guys. I like Nakarkos a lot. I think he's a really fun boss. For those of you that never played some of the older games, Nakarkos is also like a cephalopod. Is it cephalopod, the way that you would describe it? He's got like an outer shell formed of bones, but he was able to dig up things from, like, you would dig up bones of Brachydios or something, and then he would have blast element. He would dig up bones of Lagi. Was it Lagi? I think it was Lagi. But he would dig up like bones from all these different monsters, and then he would like be able to shoot different elements and whatnot. It was really cool. I really liked it. I don't think it was that limiting. I think we're able to make full use of a monster traits as cephalopod in an action game this time around. Yeah, because I guess they're saying that, oh, you know, when we did Nakarkos, there was like 2 limbs, which is almost like arms, even though they were tentacles. In this one, they're doing all of the stuff, all of these, all these tentacles. That's something we're able to attempt here. It's our first monster able to move all around instead of being fixed there in the stage. Yeah. I'm guessing they're saying it's the first cephalopod monster that is able to move around. Because I guess Yamatsukami had its own stage, and Nakarkos also had its own stage. Wasn't Nakarkos a stage called Wyvern's End? I actually wanted to make a video about Nakarkos a while back, and I ended up never really doing it. I even have the notes for that video here somewhere. Making it move around is very difficult unless you have that under control. Yeah, I can imagine. We do always want to have these kinds of monsters appear at striking times. Oh, it's sleeping. Its silhouette and feeling is such a shift from standard monsters with limbs and wings. Absolutely. Even with Yamatsukami, wanted players to think, what the heck is that? Yamatsukami, by the way, is a monster. Was it G rank? I forget exactly when it shows up. I think it's Monster Hunter 1G. think. I'm not sure because I wasn't playing those games back then, but it's like a really old floating octopus looking creature. That's Yamatsukami. That's why we used it the way that we did. I think it was guaranteed to happen, but we wanted it to appear when you just happen to glance up. You wonder, what is that? Why is that thing flying? I put that there. A black Yamatsukami dummy. Just happens to fly by you. I think there's a kind of adventurous feeling you get from seeing something a bit odd, similar to cryptids. There's also the fact that its presence is all we could count on. That's somewhat true. I always consider cephalopods as a kind of challenge for us. I wanted the monster to be able to enter very tight spaces, and our artists worked hard to make that happen. Yeah, the animation team in Monster Hunter is... Bro, they're just on a different level. We of course added a kind of rig for doing that as well. Excuse me. So it's technologically able to change shape and enter into tight spaces. You want to see that when you're faced with a soft-bodied creature, right? Yep. So I let the artist know that I wanted to see that kind of scene at some point. Look at him go. It was something we always challenged our artists to do. When we first implemented the animation of it going into that hole, the animator told me to weaken it so that it runs back to its nest and then wait in a certain spot. They made it seem so special and they were so proud when it went into its little hole. So he goes into a little hidey hole, but then there's a big opening, I guess. I guess this is where he sleeps. Looks like a chopped off tentacle there. We finally made it work. That really is amazing. Good job. Reminded me of that conversation we had now. The tentacles themselves? Yes, you can cut a ton of them off. Yes, dude! None of this ridiculous Almudron tail where you cut off like a pubic hair off of his tail. No, I want to lop off a big chunk. A big chunk, okay? I want to chop that off. Like, guys remember Kill Bill? The scene where she chops off a bunch of people? She chops them up. And then she's like, you can all leave, but the limbs stay. They're mine now. It's kind of the same thing. It depends on how you count them. But all of the ones that can touch the ground can be severed. Bro, I'm chopping all of them off. They rot over time, like tails. They stop moving once they do, of course. Oh, look at that, they move like little slugs. So won't get anything good by carving one that's not moving. Oh. It's all about freshness here. Okay, so not only you have to chop them up, you have to carve them quick. Oh yeah, it's the end scene of the trailer. The Black Flame. Nu Udra. Alright, like I said, there is a link for this video in the description. So now let's check out the gameplay of them actually fighting Nu Udra. And like I said, there's yet another video. I'll link all of them in the description below. For this video, we're going to be focusing on the Japanese one. And then I'm going to be watching the English one off stream and see if there's anything there that we might have missed.
今回は弱気谷の主である大型モンスターヌ・エグドラのご紹介となります。こんにちは、IGN Japan の野口です。
Is that being like reflective?
タコ型のご紹介
Or it almost looks like he's covered in gold, but I can't tell if that's a mechanic or if that's just because of the way the light is shining off of him.
こんにちは、IGN Japan の野口です。タコ型のモンスターといえば山つかみが個人的に思い出させます。
He said Yamatsukami. Why did he say Yamatsukami? Oh, there's no closed
ます
captions.
が、久々の登場となります。タワンを使ったアクションや
Look, there's
思いがさせ
the
ます
little
が、
limb
久
thing
々
that they
の
were
登
talking
場とな
about.
ります。タワン
See, right there? That's the sensory organ they were talking about, the little blue thing. By the way, this is also something that Nakarkos has as well in his tentacles, which is why I made the joke Nakarkos' is long lost cousin.
タワンを使ったアクションや移動そのもののモーションもどこを見ても非常に
I feel like it should be part of the same family as Nakarkos, but I don't actually know if that is the case. Oh, this is higher quality footage. Nice. I hadn't noticed that bit.
ユニークでした。細かい部分までぜひチェックしてみてください。それでは討伐クエストをプレイしてきたので、その模様をお届けしていきます。
Okay, show us the hunt. What are we starting with? Good old insect glaive. Got the neck break camera on it. Ooh. Listen to the music. Is that a res turtle? No, it's a bomb. Oh! I think it would have been better to do like a sneak attack and then you throw the bomb at him. 200 damage, okay. Interesting that there's like a mechanic for a bomb that's just there in the scenery and you can just pick it up, throw it. That's neat. Oh, he still got to do the sneak attack? How'd he do that? Was he like wearing a mantle? No. Oh, it looks like they do a cut, so maybe he went back later. I love the sounds of him. Hear those sounds? Oh, I bet that belly in the back is soft. Well, not belly, it's like his head. It's supposed to be where its brain is, if I'm not mistaken. He looks really cool. I wonder how easy it is to chop off limbs. Ooh, the mount straight to the head. Okay, you can go to the head or to the back side of him, okay. He's just doing weapon attacks, feels like, yep. Just weapon attacks for wounding, there it is. 2 wounds made. Bro knows what he's doing. Oh, let's go, stripper pole dance. Get him. Looks like we got a break there. Oh, disgusting! The amount of damage right there. Need to get to that wound in the back. Wait, is the wound in the back gone? Get slammed. Get slammed again. At least it seems like this one's able to dish out some deeps. Huh. Okay, so they cut away for a different thing. Gonna showcase some hammer now, I guess. He almost looks like a different monster under this light. And he's also not inflamed. The Rurikhan coming in. We might be seeing a turf war here. Or just a beatdown. It looks like just a beatdown. Yep, just a little beatdown. Who's leaving? Ooh! Wait, that was a lot of damage for just a standard beatdown. Could that have been their turf war? That was not great if that was a turf war. I would have expected a turf war with these two to be a little bit more involved. I guess he just punches Nu Udra until he gets punched real hard. And that's it. Hit him in the soft spot. I feel like Hammer should have a natural disadvantage on this monster. Because Hammer is about blunt power. I kind of feel like you're going to have a hard time hitting this specific monster with enough blunt force to mess him up. Oh, I fell asleep. Actually, Hammer likely already has a disadvantage against this monster because you probably can't chop the tentacles. Mine. Mighty swing! Ooh. That's a lot of damage. And he's enraged. You can flame on even outside of the flamey areas. Nice little AoE going. Huh! The little fling with his little T-Rex arms. Slack! Again with the detail on that thing, I love that. The detail of him like pouring oil and then flaming it up. Oh, he's already like messed up. Though that's because they edited the video and whatnot. Because the actual, what's the clock show? Clock shows, oh, never mind. It was a little bit over 15. Probably coming up on 20 minutes on the previous one. This one's just past the 5-minute mark. Come on, chop off one of them tentacles. I want to see them come off. So many wounds. That's a whole lot of free tornado slashes. There it comes, watch. Tornado slash. Damn, he's really raking it in. There's tornado. Boom. I love how it's almost like its color changes. This looks like it'll be the season of plenty. This dude plays some IG, I'll tell you that. Little charge going. Okay, we got some dual blades action now. Just past the 10-minute mark. There you go. I love how he wants to like watch you with his actual whatever sensory organ that is that you have on top of his head. I would like to call that his eye, but he's like, I want to see you burn. I'm gonna look at you while you burn. Like, look at that. He's actually looking at you as he's cooking you alive. Wait, we actually get to see the damage that time. Oh man, what the? It's like, I hope, and by the way, I get a lot of flack when I complain about these things. I just want you guys to know, the reason is I like challenging things. I'm going to point out when I feel like there's not enough punishment in the game. And whether or not this is because of the fact that it is a preview build, I can only judge based on the things that I can see. I don't have the final version of the game. I don't know how it's going to be in the final version of the game. So when I make an observation like, oh, this feels like it should deal more damage, I'm not saying that like, oh, they need to change this right now, because I don't know what it's like in the final game. I'm just saying what we're watching right now feels like that attack should deal more damage. So like, look at this, for instance, right? He grabs you. Look at the animation commitment to this attack. They're really like emphasizing, oh, you got grabbed. This is going to hurt. And then look at where your health is, right? I'll keep my mouse on where it was for like, this is how much health you lost for that attack. That's all I'm saying. I look at him drooling. He's like, I'm so tired. Please don't hurt me. Oh, I love that sound. It went a drool. That is pretty cool. The animations on this monster are so awesome. I love the little sensory organ details. Oh, I want to see this. Ah, that's not as impressive. Would have been good if we went from the length of one tentacle to another one. But I guess that'd be too hard. So you just get like a focused attack on his head. Rurikhan coming in again. That's another one. Rurikhan giving him the beats. Paralysis. The Rurikhan was just getting like free hits in. Those things appear to be tough. I don't think we've seen a single one of them pop up. As in getting a limb severed. Which I feel like this would be one of the weapons to do it. Nice dodge. Wow, look at that little dude. That's kind of some nice little endemic life, dude. What the hell? Oh, bro, I was so distracted looking at the small monster, I didn't even notice. We did get a chop. When did that happen? It was here. Yeah, he chopped it off right there. Look at the amount of small monsters that here. That's crazy. Is that its mouth? I feel like that was its mouth. And there he is sleeping. He's got like his tentacles covering him and whatnot. Whiff! Oh, he comes out. I want to see what happens if you bomb that spot. I'm doing it. See, look, here we go again with the attack. We were full health at the beginning. Though, I should also mention in this case at least, he's using a Rurikhan armor, which has a lot of fire resist. But still. Oh, that's what the tentacle looks like when it's not chopped off. Ooh. That was evil. Bonkerinos. Oh, that's cool. What was he attacking there? Could it have been the Palico? I love the flaming and rage. There better be cracks in the ground in those two spots. And bonk. He looks pretty cool.
というわけで今回の動画は以上となりますが、ヌエグドラに関してはインタビュー動画も掲載していますので、設定面や開発裏などより詳しい話を聞きたい方はぜひそちらも合わせてチェックしてみてください。残りわずかとはなりますが、モンスター
Alright, that is going to be it for this video. I think that Nu Udra looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, there's going to be links to all of these videos in the description of this if you guys want to check it out. There's still one more video of like 20 minutes of gameplay of them fighting Nu Udra. If you want to check out some more footage, all of those will be linked in the description of this video. But yeah, that looked absolutely phenomenal. I think that Nu Udra looks amazing. I'm super curious to actually explore the Oilwell Basin for myself, because ultimately, whenever it comes to these maps, the little snippets that we get, once you actually get into the map yourself and you start roaming around, figuring out the different locations, just an overall different vibe, right? Because you get an actual sense of the size of the map itself. But like from what I've seen so far, and the whole themes of them going for, oh, we figured we'd explore this ocean theme when you're in the middle layer, kind of, and then the bottommost layer it's like magma. I think that's an interesting thing. The inclemency being basically flame on. That's also pretty cool. One of the concerns that I have with these locales is that whenever we're going through the standard version of the thing, which I forget, the stasis, whatever it is, that one, it always feels like there's a bit of fog on the screen, and I kind of wish they would reduce that a little bit, but hopefully on the PC we'll be able to tweak that, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm still super excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. You guys let me know how you feel about this particular video and the new footage that has been showcased for Nu Udra, or the Black Flame. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification icon, all of that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.